Welcome to the show. I'm JJ Flizanes, your host. Thank you for downloading today's episode. Today is one of those very special episodes for me because it's all you. It's mostly people from the community who have attended my last live event, which at this point is Releasing What Weighs You Down, and it's what happened there for them. And interestingly enough, because we were hosted by 1440, I was considered faculty. There are a few people who came to the event who had no idea what they were getting into and who I was and who I am. So you're even going to hear from them. So I just want to thank everybody who came out to Release What Weighs You Down for the last time. Lisa Thomas for her amazing healing work, for her amazing support, and for being such a team player. I love the vulnerability that not only she brings, but Doug brings, that we're all literally in the room moving ourselves into the next step. It's not I'm a teacher and you're the student. We are all teachers and we are all students. And that's what I appreciate about this community. So thank you for being involved. I will tell you that after the testimonials, I talk a little bit about, usually at the end of a show like this, I have an offer for the next event. But since there isn't one, there are a few other things coming down the pipeline. And the first one is a 4-week astrology course on using astrology to improve communication in relationships and in life and to understand yourselves and others better. And there's a little deal on that, but you'll hear more about that at the end of today's show. I hope you enjoy listening to your community and you one day will take the next step in joining us on one of the many levels available to you. Enjoy today's show.
Okay, my name is Gigi, and I just completed the Releasing What Weighs You Down weekend. I did not know, I had no expectations of what I was getting into when I came here, and I think that I'm leaving with so many valuable lessons and insights, an amazing group of people that I've gotten to know that are so inspiring and motivating, and just like concrete tools for me to make changes in my life. And I feel so empowered and motivated and really hopeful for the change that's going to come out of this. So,
what will you do differently when you go home than moving forward?
So I have a lot of emotional things that I need to focus on and take care of, and I think that through some of the work that we've done here, I know what to do. I know what to focus on. I know how to kind of define the issues that I have a little bit better, and after doing that, I feel like I know, at least I have a little bit of an idea of how to start.
And what would you tell someone that was thinking about coming to a JJ event?
I would say you should definitely do it. If she has come into your path for some reason, it's probably for a good reason. So if you're thinking about it, just do it. It's worth it. I don't think there's ever going to be any regret tied to doing something for yourself like this. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Gigi. Thank you very much. Okay, so introduce yourself.
My name is Gail Manganello, and I am from Chelmsford, Massachusetts.
Well, welcome to JJ's event. What was the best part of the event for you?
Boy, the best part of this event was really getting to know JJ and to also know Lisa and to understand what they do and why they do it and their passion for it. And I was able to collect the tools that I need, that I didn't realize I needed, but I need in order to move myself forward. The whole understanding of astrology and my inner self and lineage and things like that were things you intuitively know, but are not able to really understand how those apply to your life unless you're able to work with someone like JJ.
And what will be different for you moving forward, Gail?
There's going to be a lot different moving forward. I'm going to have a lot more self-confidence and a lot more understanding of why I'm feeling and doing the things I'm doing and really what my purpose is going to be for the next stage of my life. I'm going to use the tools that I've learned here, and I'm going to participate in sessions with both JJ and Lisa to help me take that next step.
And what would you tell someone that was thinking about coming to a JJ event?
Boy, I would say, like me, you do not have to know exactly what you want to get out of this. Just understand that coming to an event like this will give you a lot more self-realization and help you learn things about yourself that you really never focused on or never knew before. And you will come out feeling better, feeling more clear about where you want to go in life. So I would say absolutely do it.
Thanks, Gail.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Julie.
All right, Julie. And what was the best part of the event for you?
Oh boy, that's a tough one to pinpoint. There was so much. I guess meeting JJ in person. I've worked with her coaching on Zoom and everything, but I just, knowing this was going to be the last releasing What Weighs You Down, I just wanted to be here and meet her in person. That was great. And then just all the Lisa Thomas being here and all the things we talked about.
And what was it that brought you here? What was the compelling reason to get you to come to Northern California to a JJ event?
Well, again, probably because she said it was going to be the last releasing What Weighs You Down, and I really felt like I had a lot of things to release.
Nice. And what will you be doing differently as a result of coming here to JJ's event?
Doing differently. Well, I'm going to continue to work with JJ, just using some different tools. I think the astrology, which has never been anything more than reading my horoscope in the newspaper. Looking forward to doing that, and that will be different. And just continuing going forward.
And what would you tell someone that was thinking about attending a JJ event?
Do it.
Yeah, hi. So my name is Alejandra Prusadis, and I'm from Austin, Texas.
Okay, and what was the best part of attending this event for you?
I think the best part of the event for me was overall getting to know myself kind of at a deeper level. We had so many great exercises that were able to bring up things that got me past some of the stories I tell myself and find some of the blocks that I didn't even know that I had. So I had so many aha moments throughout the entire weekend, pretty much every morning and afternoon. So it was.
And I loved when we were sitting in the circle. They weren't aha moments, but they were.
They were holy shit moments. I don't know if I could say that, but yeah, I had some holy shit moments that I'm really appreciative of.
Is there something that you're going to be doing differently when you get home, or maybe continue doing since you've gotten here, moving forward?
Yeah, I think really trying to react less to my life and move through it with intention is a big one for me. I think there's a lot of things that come up and then I react out of fear or, out of whatever story that I've been telling myself. So taking a pause and really looking at what it is I want to be doing and then taking the steps forward, using so many of the tools that we got. And I think it's going to be a pretty big change.
And what would you tell someone that was thinking about attending a JJ event?
That it's intense. It is really for you to come when you're ready to get to know yourself at that deeper level, and it's really unexplainable the kind of transformation that you can have. Some of the moments are they're huge. It's so worth it.
Thanks, and thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Virginia. I'm 21 years old.
All right, Virginia, and what was it that brought you here to this JJ event?
So I actually work at the resort this event was hosted at, and so part of our workers' benefits is we got to take a free program, and this is a program I chose.
What made you decide that this was the one that you wanted to take?
I have a lot of emotional weight in my life, a lot of baggage, and I just thought, I didn't know much about JJ. I actually knew nothing about JJ, so I came in here with no expectations, but I'm glad I came. I learned a lot.
What will you do differently after attending the event, do you think?
I'm going to be more honest with myself. I'm going to acknowledge the feelings I have and try to work through them and understand why I'm having them. And I definitely want to start listening to her podcasts.
Nice. And what would you tell someone that was thinking about attending a JJ event?
I would say please do. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Everyone here is very trusting and very welcoming and a whole bunch of different backgrounds. So you may not all be the same, but you will definitely fit in and learn something from it.
Great. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Karen Gesson.
Hi, Karen. And what was the best part of the event for you, Karen?
Oh my goodness, so many. But to choose the
You
best.
can even pick more than one.
Okay. Well, I went to an event her event in October, and I came back to this one because it was so good, and I brought my sister with me, which definitely was part of the best of this weekend. But then to also really just all the community that was here and hearing everybody's own personal stories and being able to see other people's journeys and see how they get through their milestones and where they're going and when they want to go, and that helps me with mine, and just the sense of community is really the best part of the event.
Was there anything specific that you wanted to hope to accomplish when you attended JJ's event?
I wanted to keep the momentum going. I know some of the issues that I have and want to get through. So this definitely gave me more tools to work with and for my goals, not only personally but professionally. I want to get there are some blocks that I definitely feel are coming out. Like the blocks they're on there. Some have been released this weekend. Some I feel like are coming soon. Like I definitely feel like a sense of urgency in getting that it's coming soon. That it's things are coming together faster and faster for me.
And is there anything that you will be doing differently since returning home this time as opposed to the other events?
I'm going to be doing the mastermind, so that is huge for me. I work one-on-one with JJ now, so it's really not too much of a stretch if I do that, even though I don't have a specific opportunity or I am looking to change careers, and I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. So doing the mastermind, I feel is going to propel me into the next level of deciding what I want to do.
And what would you tell someone that was thinking about attending a JJ event?
There's absolutely, I can't think of one reason not to. Let's put it that way. It is, in a weekend you can accomplish what you try to do in years. There's nothing like being in a community of people, like-minded people that are trying to really discover themselves and are open and honest about where they want to go. And then JJ gives you all the tools you need to do whatever you want.
Thanks, Karen.
You're so welcome.
So, Doug, now that we're driving home from the last releasing What Weighs You Down at 1440 Multiversity in Scotts Valley, California, and you were so kind to interview and ask many of the people willing to be on the podcast what their thoughts and feelings were about the event. Now I'm going to ask you. So, besides the fact that I asked you to come, why would you come to releasing What Weighs You Down?
Leverage in my relationship.
Okay, that's honest.
No, I'm just kidding. Give me the question one more time so I can listen to it from a perspective of completely focused on getting the right answer in your hands.
Well, it's the right answer for you. I'm not looking for any specific verbiage that's not true. You came because you came to support me, but you also participate every single time. You're not there busying doing other things on your laptop. That's not even allowed. But you are there participating, doing the exercises, doing everything. So why would you come to releasing What Weighs You Down?
I liken this to watching a movie over and over and over again, and every time you watch the movie, or any movie for that matter, you get a different message from the movie. So every time I come to, whether it's releasing What Weighs You Down or any of the events that you put together, I get something different out of it based upon where I am in my life. So this time it was no exception. I got a totally different vibe and a totally different outcome from this program than I have ever gotten on any of the other programs I've come to, because of where I am and the work that I've done that has led up to this event. And not just the work that I've done, but also the focus of my life and my career since New Year's. I mean, we're now dealing with, where are we? January 12th as of the recording, the 13th as of 13th. The recording of this. Well, we just put in place some pretty big goals and intentions for 2020. So for me, looking back at my intentions for the year, I pulled a whole bunch. I went at this event looking for a different outcome than any of the other events that I've attended of yours.
Okay, so with being as honest, detailed, and vulnerable as you are willing, what did you go into the event wanting to work on? Because I ask questions, I have people to fill out a form at the beginning, like, what's your intention? If you could break through or release one thing, what would it be?
Okay, this is great, because this is exactly in alignment to the subject that we talked about at Terranea when we were doing our goals for 2020. And the word of the year for me is resistance and releasing resistance. So whereas last year I may have approached it from a releasing scarcity, this year I'm approaching it from a let's release resistance from my life and see what happens in 2020 as a result of having less resistance in my life.
Great. And what was the best part of the weekend for you?
I think, as always, the best part is helping myself find or enabling myself the ability to find some breakthrough. I come into an event looking for a breakthrough. And I think the area that was most beneficial to me was the portion of the program where we were actually talking about the things that we probably had inherited from genetically, or things that we are predispositioned towards from our parents and past generations. For me, there was probably some fear that I didn't realize that I have, and this is partly what holds me back and why I have been sharing having some resistance to new things in my life. So releasing the fear and learning to love myself more, because one of the things that came up over and over again through the course was that word unlovable. So fear and being unlovable to me were two huge things that I didn't even realize that I came to the event looking for, but were probably the reasons why there's been some resistance in my life.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I do appreciate how vulnerable you are, especially for the male community and for the females. It's really great for them to have an example in you of someone who is successful and willing to share those vulnerable parts, because then it is, for those that are single, could inspire them to say, that's what I want. And for those that can't see that in their partner, maybe think, oh, I bet you that's within my guy too, and how can we help get that out? And also to have a different, more compassionate perspective on men and say, the men are sensitive.
Well, and let me throw this into the mix as well, just in case there's somebody in your life that you think has their shit together completely. At every level of growth, there is always a problem. There's always something that is there to be solved. It's not like even those that have their quote unquote their shit together are still people that are looking to come to have some resolution and some healing in their life. So even if you see somebody in your life, it could be your partner. You think the problem is all you and it's not your partner, or you think the problem is all your partner and not you, and they should be coming to the event and you should be the one that is really encouraging them. Just keep in mind that we all have growth that is something that we should be going through, and you have to understand that even if people appear to have their act together, they probably have some areas that they are looking for growing and growth.
And also remember that you can't really see what's underneath the hood. So some people hide their pain very well. Sometimes you can't recognize somebody's scarcity. We know somebody very successful, and I finally got the right word. It's scarcity. This very successful business owner has a lot of scarcity. And you would assume sometimes that when you have a lot of money and a very successful business, why in the hell would you have scarcity?
I completely agree with you. And while I feel like I have reached some level of success in my life with some things that I have, especially in the last few years, have going on, and I have grown a lot, I still know that there's a lot of growth. And I think that it's when you're able to take your growth level or that position where you are in life right now, and you're able to amplify that. It's not just for the people that are broke and desperate and depressed. I mean, that's not at all what self-help is all about. Yes, it will help that segment of the population, but there's a far greater portion of the population that is outside of depression and outside of desperate times financially, and may even appear to have a good relationship. But how about taking your relationship to great? How about taking your business success, your business level to highly successful? And how about just not, if your goal is, I just don't want to be depressed, how about wanting to be happy and positive for your entire life? That is what this type of event can do for you.
So how will your life be different now? What are you taking with you that's going to move you forward or change how you do something?
Well, I love the idea of having some level of accountability, whether it's through a mastermind program or from the position of I'm going to come back and having to report in, or you have a coach or you have someone that you have in your life that you're accountable to. I love the idea of not just coming to a program like this, taking all these tools and going home and not doing anything with them because you don't have the ability to follow up or you don't have the ability to be accountable to anyone. So where I look at my life is, when you put yourself out there at an event like this and you say, this is what's going to change in my life in the next 12 months, or this is what's going to change in my life in the next 30 days, doesn't even have to be the next 12 months. You really do have to take a hard look at, why am I setting this goal? Is this truly what I want? And if it is what I want, why am I not getting there? I have found myself over and over and over again wanting to set a goal of, I just have got to be less resistant. I've got to be more willing to step out. I've got to feel less scarcity in my life. And until you come to an event like this, you really don't have the ability to take action. It's not going to come through just a book. It's going to come through a book, listening, tapes, whatever it is, accountability, a coach, a mastermind. Without those kind of things, nothing changes. So I look at this and just say, this is the first step in a great journey that I'm about to take in reducing resistance in my life.
Okay, Doug, what's your second step?
The second step is actually doing it. It's not just the accountability, but it's actually doing it.
Well, who's your accountability?
Well, you are my accountability.
Okay, but beyond me, because that's easy. You have no resistance to that.
Well, I look at it and say, well, I have got to be accountable to me. I've got to be accountable to me. I've got to make the change. I've got to look and I've got to put something on the calendar that's going to move me off of where I am right now.
You have something. I'm wanting you to at least acknowledge that you do have something else you have committed to create accountability and stretch you a little more.
Okay, well, you have to tell me now because I'm blank.
There's an event you're going to at the end of February.
Well, that's what I'm saying for myself. Yes, I realize for myself, I'm going to an event at the end of February called JVology, and my goal at that event is to look to every reason why this is a good opportunity for me, instead of going at it from a perspective of this is something that I feel like I'm going to have to be sold into. I don't want to have to be sold into anything. I want to go at this with this is for me, this is the approach that I'm going to take. Now, getting there and seeing if it really isn't a good fit for me, I'm going to say no. However, I don't know that that's going to be the case. I want to find the reason why this is going to be good for me.
Would it be possible to maybe just, since you said let go of resistance, normally if you would go in like with a block of, I'm not going to be sold, why don't you look for, show me if there's any reason I shouldn't do this, so that you're already sold when you go, and then you're just like waiting to see if there's any reason that it's not the right fit.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I've already taken the first step in the fact that I'm actually sponsoring this event.
Okay, there we go. All right, there's already been some money out of the mouth into the event. Great. So that is definitely going to hold you accountable to wanting to believe that it will work and then trusting your intuition.
Well, and I also put myself in a position to be right in the direct line of the freight train that's coming towards me, because by me sponsoring the event, I'm putting people in a position where they must come up to me, or I have to build relationships at that event to, number one, justify the cost of the sponsorship, but to also have people say, hey, this is something that we really need at our event. It's not like I'm just another attendee of 150 at an event. Now I'm only one of a handful of people that are sponsoring the event, so people are going to be running through me anyway at the event.
Great. Okay. And the last and final question that I had you ask everybody else who was willing to participate in this podcast episode is, what would you tell someone thinking about coming to a JJ event?
Well, you need to do it. If you're anywhere close to a fan of JJ's and just listening to her show, you already know the major amount of growth and opportunity that you will be able to find if you just are listening to her show. Now, imagine actually that multiplied times 1,000, where you're sitting in a room instead of listening to a podcast. You're actually sitting in a room with 10, 20, 30 other people that are like-minded, that have similar issues or concerns, similar breaks or blocks, and inability to get to that next step, and you're all working on this program and plan together. So if there was anybody that was thinking about coming to a JJ event, I would absolutely tell you it is an investment that is worthwhile. It's one that you will truly get the benefit of, and it's one where you get to see the master, JJ, the master, do her work. And it's so great because and you say this at each event, and it really is true as you say it, as the words are coming out of your mouth, is that you're not doing the event for your benefit. You're doing the event for the benefit of those that are attending. And I think that if you look at this, I really do feel like you will get benefit from coming to a JJ event just by attending, because you are going to be in the energy. You're going to be at the right frequency to receive the information, and you have no distractions, and the work is not being done an hour at a time. It's being done 2-3 days at a time, and I would absolutely recommend that you come to a JJ Flizanes event.
I'm not sure if she mentioned it when you interviewed her, but I remember when Gail said around the circle at the end, she said that she now understands what I mean about therapy. Because it's, and Julie said it too, that you're not going to get in an hour of therapy every week, once a week, what you get in this weekend. It's years of therapy in a weekend. And again, not in a therapeutic bad way. I think maybe Alejandra said she was going to say that she had a lot of holy shit moments, right?
Yeah, she absolutely said that in her testimonial. And I said, hey, can you remind everybody on recording what you actually said in our circle?
Right, a lot of ahas. By being present, by being open, by being in an allowing mode, by being in receiving mode, which is what happens when you come to a live event. And with that said, as most of you know, I am not doing another live event in 2020. However, there is still 2 spaces, although by the end of today might just be 1, and by the time this goes live tomorrow, it could be none, but there might be 1 or 2 spaces left in the mastermind. So that is the reason why I'm not doing another live event, because I am literally focusing my energy and attention on 15 people and growing their business and life and finding their purpose, cultivating and incubating all of their ideas into something they can have a passion for. And then, of course, the other 15 people in the group are also helping you or whomever do the same thing. So if you have a business, you want to start a podcast, write a book, even if it's something you don't want to launch this year, but you want to start being in the energy of figuring out what it is, there are 2 people in the group that have no intention of selling anything either in the next 6 months or possibly the entire time. But I've recommended that they be a part of the group for the incubation of ideas, for the business lessons they'll learn about marketing, about getting clients, about website stuff, about social media. So when they are ready, when they do find that thing, they can launch and be ready to go and know exactly what feels right for them and the path that they're going to walk down. Because oftentimes when you have a passion or you want to do a business, there's first the obtaining of the skills of how to do the business, and then there's the how do I make money doing business. So those are 2 separate things. You can be very good at doing something, but you may not know how to make money at it at all. Go ahead, Doug.
I was just going to say, I may have been a little long-winded with my answer as to why someone should come to a JJ event, and I just want to say these 2 words: life-changing.
Oh, thanks, babe. So if you're interested in the 1 or 2 spots left in the mastermind, I will close it either when it's full or by the end of the month. So if I don't get the 1 or 2 people, we're closed anyway, because it's a year-long program and it will end in 12 months. And we will be with you, supporting you through the rest of the year. And again, it is a fraction of what it will be in 2021. I am using this time to, again, leverage the power of community and of masterminding that has nothing to do with me. It's not an investment in me. You're investing in you. And the power of the collective of what happens when energetically you just put yourself in receiving mode, and the downloads and the ideas and the partnerships and the multiple streams of income that become evident to you by being with other people, and how one person can sell the other person's stuff and one person can refer to the other person, and how we can all work together. So it's a constant stepping into creation and allowing and being guided to the next step, guided to what is inspirational, guided to what we each need. And we are doing 2 live weekends within our mastermind. So you do get the live in-person whiteboarding and community sessions. They're just not open to the rest of you. So 1 or 2 slots left for the mastermind. And then the last thing that I'll just announce is that I've been talking about astrology here and there through my events. I do astrology readings for you. It's a starter pack of 2 sessions, and they're personalized. But there are a lot of people that just want to know more about astrology. And while I will go into even more depth in the Inner Circle membership, which is $9.99 a month, I'm going to do a 4-week course, a 90-minute, once a week on a Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, on astrology. We're going to talk about the elements and the power and the influence each element has over your relationships, over your belief systems, over your love life, over your success, and over communication with others. So that's going to start on March 8th or 9th, whatever that first Tuesday is. And the special that I always offer on this show, the show that comes out right after the event, is that course will be $197. Again, all online, and it will be live. It will also be recorded, so you can watch it after it's done being recorded. But for this week, as a special from Releasing What Weighs You Down, you can get it for $127. So if that's of interest to you, to get that 4-week course, you can ask questions. It'll be interactive. We'll be on Zoom. We can see you. And it'll be $127 until January 20th, and then the price goes to $197. And again, it starts on March 8th or 9th or whatever that Tuesday is. And you can sign up by going to jjflizanes.com/astrology. Again, that's jjflizanes.com/astrology. And one of the reasons why this is the last Releasing What Weighs You Down is because I do recognize that you're all over the world. And while I'm going to call bullshit on I can't get on a plane, that's bullshit, or I can't afford it, okay, I'm not going to say maybe some of you currently can't. But again, in order to stretch ourselves into something new and more, you have to take a risk. You have to stretch into that. You have to tell the universe that you are worth it. You are ready. And it's time to break the pattern of scarcity thinking of that I can only, instead of saying, well, I can't take the money from what I make right now, why not switch it and say, how can I do it? How can I find the money? What do I have to sell? What do I have to create just to be able to attend this event? And of course, there's many, many ways and ideas. And so this event, while I've done it 3 times and it is transformational, it's time for me to move on. And I've recorded 2 of them and I'll package it together. So for those of you in the future that want to do the online Releasing What Weighs You Down virtual course, you can do that. I will take the best of both events. I will package it up for you, and you can do the course on your own. You won't get the community, but you can get all the same things. So it's the best of both worlds, and a lot of change is coming for me in 2020. And so it's a very exciting time for me. I have no idea what the next event will be. There will be another one, but I don't know what it'll be. So stay tuned.
I think it may be the kickoff party for your TEDx talk.
Maybe.
Could be. Could possibly
Could be. We'll see. But
it could be a DJ Doug dance party. You never know.
I know. Gail said she wished we would have danced. And I said, yeah, being outside of our comfort zone in a different space, I wasn't sure. We weren't allowed to bring food in. So I don't know. We were in a sanctuary. We were in a very lovely dancing. While that would have been awesome, just didn't come up. So, yes, so the next events and the masterminds will include some dancing, I promise.
I think I let some ladies down.
Gail was excited to dance.
I know. I'm sorry, Gail.
Yeah. Sorry, Gail. But we will have dancing again in the future, I promise. And for those of you that are listening, we missed you, and I hope that you continue to still get value out of all the things that are offered here. A lot of ways to get more involved in the community here, from the free Manifestation Challenge, the next free ones in April. And then, of course, we do a lot of fun stuff for $9.99 a month in the Inner Circle membership. So check the show notes for all the links I've mentioned. And again, thank you for being a listener and a supporter. And I encourage you to keep doing the work, keep reaching out. And when you're ready, we're here to welcome you into a deeper part of the community and keep you accountable.